Tonight, we report on a fatal car crash near Quincy and how McKay Healthcare is turning to the county for help replacing their heating system. So what's going on in sports, Bob?
An NBA owner is banned for life, and the Seahawks' Earl Thomas gets a hefty pay raise. Stick around and I'll tell you all about it. Here's a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
Hello everyone. Some disturbance along the coastal area, but will that impact us by this week? I will have all the details for you coming up soon.
I'm Alan Troop. Stay tuned for all of this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Jorge Ventura Gonzalez died in a car crash last night on State Route 28, about a mile east of Quincy. The 26-year-old Quincy man was a passenger in a gray 1993 Honda Accord. According to the Washington State Patrol, he was not wearing his seatbelt during the crash. The Honda was going east on SR 28 when it reportedly crossed the center line, overcorrected, and crossed the center line a second time before rolling sideways and coming to rest on its top. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. Jose Ventura Acerda, a 54-year-old Quincy man, was allegedly driving the car when it crashed. He was injured and transported to the Quincy Valley Medical Center. Jose Ventura Gonzalez, a 29-year-old Quincy man, and Osvaldo Ventura Gonzalez, a 20-year-old Quincy man, were passengers in the Honda. They were injured and taken to Quincy Valley Medical Center for treatment. Grant County is going to ask the state for more time to decide what to do about the fairgrounds septic systems. The commissioners are trying to decide how to respond to a letter from the State Department of Health requiring the county to either connect the fairgrounds to the Moses Lake sewer system or upgrade the fairgrounds septic systems. The engineers reported connecting the fairgrounds to the city could cost between $600,000 and $1 million and raises issues about whether the county would need to annex the fairgrounds into the city. Fixing the septic systems so the state approves them could cost just as much. Commissioner Carol Ann Swartz said the issue will not be resolved until after this year's fair. McKay Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center is hoping for the county's help to replace its aging boiler. Soap Lake Hospital Administrator Sam Van Meter met with the Grant County Commissioners this morning to ask for the county's help in getting a community development block grant. The hospital district is not able to apply for the federally funded state-administered grant directly. The hospital's boiler is worn out, and officials estimate replacing it will cost about $1.2 million. The district wants to apply for a $1 million grant. Van Meter said the boiler was installed more than 75 years ago and no one has replacement parts for it. An Ephrata police officer was sprayed with a chemical agent while arresting a man on a warrant. Officers spotted the man on Alder Street Southwest early Sunday morning and knew he was wanted for a State Department of Corrections warrant, according to Ephrata police records. When they approached to arrest him, he reportedly fled on foot toward a trailer court. As he was being arrested, Rusty Abrams, a 32-year-old Ephrata man, allegedly sprayed an officer with a chemical agent. Abrams was booked into the Grant County Jail for assault in the second degree, possession of a dangerous weapon, obstructing a public servant, criminal trespassing in the second degree, and the warrant. Now let's take a look at people currently being sought out by the Grant County Sheriff's Office.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We will be back after this.
If it's metal, we buy it at J&K Recycling, from junk cars to farm equipment and everything in between. We are looking to buy industrial and construction equipment, Iron and steel, copper, brass, or aluminum, we buy scrap metal of any kind. We can come to you to clean up your junk so you don't have to. Give J&K Recycling a call today. Remember, if it's metal, we buy it.
Ombudsman?
Ombudsman?
No matter how you say it, Washington State's Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program means real people helping real people.
By advocating on behalf of our state's most vulnerable citizens, Ombudsmen help ensure the health, safety, and welfare of our long-term care residents. By volunteering their time, they give a powerful voice to those who might never be heard. Washington State's Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. Real people helping real people.
Everyone, I'm Chastelyn Rodriguez from your One News Weather Center, brought to you by your Bud Clary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. A nice week ahead from us, a slightly warmer night tonight with above average temperatures for the next few days, and that is due to high pressure building in around our area. In the meantime, let's take a look at our almanac within the past 24 hours. The high, 69 degrees, not as warm as that record high of 89 degrees in 1957, and the low, 37. Below the average for this time of year should be around 41 degrees. Sun setting at 8:07 p.m. And for Moses Lake, the high 70 degrees and the low 8 degrees below the average for this time of year. Sun setting at 8:06 p.m. And right now, outside your door, current temperature 69 degrees. Clear skies, and that dew point around 31, and those winds coming in from the east-southeast around 8 miles per hour. We're expecting a calm night, warmer than last night. A little bit of cloud cover on Tuesday into Wednesday from the coastal area, but that should not impact us at all. They may receive a few scattered showers, but overall we're expecting dry conditions throughout the week, and that is due to high pressure building in around our area. We might get a few cloud cover on Wednesday into Thursday that will extend into the inland northwest by Friday, but overall dry conditions around our region. Olympia, temperatures in the lower 80s, partly cloudy skies. Vancouver in the lower 70s, partly cloudy skies. And towards the Yakima Valley in the upper 70s, getting close to the 80-degree mark. Towards the inland northwest, mostly clear skies. Temperatures variable from the Tri-Cities in the upper 70s, and then we have the lower 70s. And towards our Columbia Basin, temperatures from the mid 70s to the upper 70s. Ephrata 79, partly cloudy skies. Moses Lake, mostly sunny skies at 78, and Royal City 79. Bridgeport 76, partly cloudy skies. Let's take a look at our extended forecast for the week. On Thursday, 83 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and Friday, 85. And coming back into Saturday, temperatures, there's almost a 20-degree decrease in temperatures. However, it is above the average for this time of year. The average temperature should be around 67 degrees for this time of year, and then another decrease Sunday into Monday. This segment was brought to you by your Bud Clary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Back to sports.
It's been called the most inspiring vehicle ever made, boasting a 5-star safety rating and named as a top safety pick. It's also done more to help our environment than any other car in the world. It's Toyota's Prius. Now with your choice of the regular model, the larger Prius V, or the smaller Prius C, saving fuel, reducing harmful CO2 emissions, and offered to you with excellent savings. Toyota's Prius family. Drive one today at any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers. Toyota. Let's go places.
Searching for that perfect place to settle down? Whether you're looking for an elegant single-story, spacious two-story, or a custom home on acreage, Aho Construction can aid your decision with a streamlined production process that saves time, money, and natural resources. Compare us to other builders and see for yourself what advantages you can get by choosing an Aho home. Our philosophy is that we do things right the first time around. Start planning your dream house today with Aho Construction. Call 509-766-1366.
Welcome back. I'm Bob Kirkpatrick with today's sports. The NBA has banned Los Angeles Clippers owner Donald Sterling from basketball for life. Sterling also must pay a $2.5 million fine for racist remarks attributed to him in recordings posted online. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver made the announcement this afternoon.
Effective immediately, I am banning Mr. Sterling for life from any association with the Clippers organization or the NBA. Mr. Sterling may not attend any NBA games or practices. He may not be present at any Clippers facility, and he may not participate in any business or player personnel decisions involving the team.
In the recordings, a man believed to be Sterling is heard scolding his alleged girlfriend about photos she posted to Instagram with African Americans. Sterling has not commented publicly on the scandal. Commissioner Silver said he will try and force the controversial owner to sell the Clippers franchise. Silver needs 23 of the 30 NBA owners to approve the decision and is confident he will receive the support to make that happen. The Seahawks and All-Pro free safety Earl Thomas have reached an agreement on a 4-year contract extension, making him the highest paid player at the position in the NFL. The Seahawks made the announcement today. The deal is worth $40 million over 4 years and will keep Thomas in a Seahawks uniform through the 2018 season. The extension includes $27.7 million in guaranteed money. Thomas is a 2-time first-team All-Pro selection and is regarded as a top safety in the NFL. He was rewarded as such with a deal that is expected to top the contract Jarius Byrd received from New Orleans. Thomas is the second major extension Seattle has announced this offseason after locking up coach Pete Carroll through 2016. The question remaining for the Seahawks now is whether or not they will be able to get an extension done with All-Pro cornerback Richard Sherman. Robinson Cano knows it will be awkward from the moment he walks into Yankee Stadium and has to figure out the route to the visitors' clubhouse for the first time in his career. And that's before he takes the field in the Bronx wearing something other than pinstripes. Cano returns to New York for the first time as a member of the Mariners tonight when they open a 3-game series against the Yankees. Well, that's it for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Give your car the bath of a lifetime at Glass House Car and Dog Wash. Our personal attendants will focus on your vehicle's needs, and our new touchless technology guarantees the best wash possible. And as always, our tire scrubbers and rim spray will increase the life of your tires and leave them gleaming. Water spots don't fly here. We will hand dry your vehicle every time. Get in, get out, get clean at the Glass House Car and Dog Wash, located at 914 North Stratford Road in Moses Lake.
At High Mountain Hunting Supply, we have a saying that guides us. If we won't use it in the field, we won't sell it in the store. We take that seriously. Every gun, every rod, every bow that we sell is a product you can feel confident will help you land the biggest fish or harvest the biggest game. Our experts will help you find the right product for your needs. Come see us at 12238 North Frontage Road in Moses Lake or 223 North Mission in Wenatchee. High Mountain Hunting Supply, your source for hunting and fishing.
Our spotlight story tonight is about the changes coming to Chief Academy Cafe and the program used to teach high school students about the restaurant business. Here's Jeff Chu with the story.
For 4 years now, business and culinary teaching were combined to give high school students a serious look into the restaurant business at Chief Academy Cafe in Moses Lake. The cafe closes in about 2 weeks, but students will then enter a new stepped-up chapter of learning at Columbia Basin Technical Skills Center when it opens in June. Susie Moberg, Moses Lake High School culinary arts teacher, instructs about 100 students taking culinary classes. She teaches another 20 students who run Cafe Chief, an espresso stand at the high school. Moberg said she's excited about teaching at the large state-of-the-art Skills Center culinary kitchen and classroom.
What will be different up there is we are working in a brand new facility that has a beautiful industrial kitchen, which we don't have now. We have a small kitchen here, but we'll have that, and also a beautiful demonstration classroom.
The new Skills Center program will give students a hand up in finding jobs, according to Moberg, as has been the case with Chief Academy Cafe.
If students decide to go on to culinary schools or colleges, many of their classes will be waived. It's kind of like the AP track of culinary, and it's recognized in industry. If you have an American Culinary Federation certificate, instantly you have some recognition, and employers look at that as like, wow, you've jumped through all of these hoops and you have a very strong fundamental base in culinary arts.
Vance Frost, who runs the Chief Academy Cafe program, will now move on to teach entrepreneurship at the Skills Center. He reflected on the past 4 years at Chief Academy Cafe.
What we've learned from this project down here is how to work in teams and how to be very professional with the public and with each other. We've discussed a lot of conflict resolution. Behind the scenes, we have a lot of conversation about what makes an effective leader.
Students who helped start up the cafe 4 years ago shared what they learned. Hannah Castro said she was reluctant to join the program, but leaves with a great deal of new knowledge.
I didn't like being with people I didn't know and going to new places, but once I got here, it taught me how to be more outgoing and be open to people.
Nathan Schertz said he now has skills he can take to the business community.
I've learned so much, mostly about how to survive out in the real world, and I've learned how to show confidence in myself.
Blanca Reyes said she hopes to open her own authentic Mexican restaurant someday.
I learned more about myself than I had throughout my whole life being here.
Alex Bartunik said he has learned a lot through the Chief Academy Cafe program.
I learned a lot of business. This class helped me figure out what I want to do after high school.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We will be right back after this.
Six years ago, my dad began having issues with headaches, sore throats, and constant fatigue. He tried treating the problem with over-the-counter medications and lots of caffeine. Finally, he talked to his doctor, who confirmed our suspicions. Dad had sleep apnea. He didn't like the idea of using a CPAP, but after trying it one night, he was convinced. We found everything he needs for a much better quality of life at In-Home Medical.
At Les Schwab, along with great prices, our tires come with the kind of protection most other places just don't give you, which includes free flat repairs, equal value replacements, pre-trip safety checks, and more for the entire life of the tire. With the other guys, well, you just never know. So why is free protection on your tires good to have?
Lifetime protection. That's our best tire value promise. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
In Northwest News, if you use Microsoft's Internet Explorer to access the internet, you should stop. A security breach has internet experts and the Department of Homeland Security warning people not to use Internet Explorer. For CNN, reporter Tiffany Wilson has details.
Typing on a keyboard is tap dancing with danger for some Internet Explorer users.
This is a big problem.
Jung Bu helped uncover the flaw that impacts Internet Explorer versions 6 through 11. A hacker can gain access if you click on a bad link.
The attacker now have complete control over this computer.
Hard drive, keystrokes, internet history, everything exposed.
The security firm that discovered the flaw says that the problem is really targeted at defense industry and at financial industries. So chances are mom and pop aren't going to be targets, but that doesn't mean that they won't be exploited.
In a very rare move, the Department of Homeland Security issued a warning today, telling people to stay away from Internet Explorer until Microsoft develops a fix. fix. Microsoft typically releases patches on the second Tuesday of the month. They didn't give a timeline for this fix, but sent us a statement that reads in part, "At this time, we are aware of limited targeted attacks. We encourage customers to follow the suggested mitigations outlined in the security advisory while an update is finalized." Some folks in a South Bay coffee shop aren't taking any chances.
If I'm not aware of what I'm going to click in, I don't click there.
I was advised to use Mozilla.
Advice security experts echo the easiest way to stay safe is simply make a browser switch. In Milpitas, Tiffany Wilson, ABC 7 News.
Federal authorities say a man plotted to blow up a Walmart and 2 gas stations with maximum loss of life so he could rob 3 banks while emergency responders were diverted. FBI agents arrested 53-year-old Larry Gillette of Shelton yesterday as he met with an undercover agent and attempted to ignite a car bomb. The bomb was inoperable. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Gillette was scheduled to appear in federal court in Tacoma today on charges of solicitation to commit a crime of violence and being a felon in possession of a firearm. Authorities say the FBI learned about the plot while Gillette was serving a prison sentence for identity theft. An undercover agent befriended him after his April 14th release. A mother from Alaska was arrested in Seattle and admits she kidnapped her own son from the hospital. She and her husband lost the right to make medical decisions for him months ago after butting heads with doctors over his treatment. KCPQ's Dana Rebick has more.
I did what any mother or father would have done.
Lorraine Phillips admits she was so desperate she kidnapped her own son from Harborview Medical Center.
We love our son. We love our son. And it's just been a nightmare for going on 7 months now.
It all started in early October in Anchorage, Alaska, where 27-year-old Brett Bond started having a hard time sleeping.
Brett had a seizure at home. We brought him in the hospital, he had 3 more seizures.
Glenn and Lorraine admit they didn't agree with the medical treatment he received.
For 2.5 months, they more or less experimented on him and gave him different types of drugs. He was like this. He was in a frozen state.
Who love him and trust that we know, what he would want, and this is something he wouldn't want.
In January, a judge in Alaska appointed a state guardian for Brett. His parents were prevented from seeing their son after court records allege Lorraine said, quote, "I would rather Brett die in my arms than have any more drugs," and that she hopes he kills himself, then he won't be in an institution, and that she should have shot him while she had the chance. Did you say any of those things?
The only thing I did say is and I said that in court, that I would have to make funeral arrangements with him. The rest was hearsay, and there's been a lot of allegations against me.
In late March, Brett had a brain infection, and doctors transferred him to Harborview. Last Tuesday, they say Brett was scheduled for an electroshock treatment his parents wanted to prevent. The couple is accused of shoving a hospital aide and wheeling their son out of the building.
Brett said he wanted to leave the hospital. He was crying.
On Saturday, Seattle police arrested Lorraine inside a medical clinic where she brought her son to be evaluated.
About 6 or 7 officers came in and grabbed him and my wife, and then I just took him away.
It's truly been a nightmare, and I don't wish this on any family.
The parents aren't allowed in the hospital and can't get any updates on their son, but plan to stay in Seattle as long as he's a patient here.
His family's here and always will be, and we love him, and we would do anything for him.
That's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.